Good day. This is Rick Elder for Bay Mills Community College, and this is our second YouTube video for the class and the final one I'm going to put up for this week to give you some advice and some instructional information. Your discussion board this week talks about file naming conventions, and file naming conventions are absolutely important to keeping good records on a computer. If you've seen in your book, they have a very specific way to name your files for the class, and that's really helpful. And ultimately, with file naming, all that truly matters is that in the end, you can find a file you made, say, 6 months or a year ago when you want it in the future, today. I have files on my computer that personally go back maybe 20-some years. And with good file naming, I can find those file names. But yes, file naming can be a bit of a challenge if you get messed up. Your computer will automatically name things doc 1, doc 2, doc 3, doc 4 as far as Word files, and that's fine if you only got 3 or 4 files. Once you get, say, around 15 or 20 even, that gets real confusing. So definitely their book covers some information on file naming conventions, and be sure to create a file name that is going to be something that will work for you, that you can find what you want. I'm going to go to OneDrive now and share with you a couple things on file sharing, file naming, so to speak. This is my OneDrive for this course, for this year right now, for this class right here. And you'll see here I've got very specific, I have folders and I have files. The files right here for this week that we wanted to finish discussing today, I've already covered 1 and 2 in my video from the other day, and now I'm going to go ahead and move those into my CS1213N folder for week 3. I'm going to go move to, in doing this all in OneDrive. I want my OneDrive for Bay Mills Community College. I want the Bay Mills Community College OneDrive. And right here you see it lists my folders. Here it comes, this is one for week 3. Week 3 I don't have one for week 3 yet, do I? I need to make one for week 3. I should have had one there. I thought I did. I guess I don't. Okay, well, make one. And with file naming, you got to do it just exactly the same, or they don't follow in good order. You're going to ultimately need 15 of these for this class. 121-3N, which is our specific class number. It's going to be week, and this is week 3. You use 3 numbers, a 0, 0, and a 3. The reason for that is the 2 zeros in front is to have the numbers fall in order. With Microsoft OneDrive, they just seem to like the 3-number system to keep things in order. Otherwise, sometimes it doesn't. Click move here. Let's see what it does. It says item is already in this location. That's good. That's fine. Okay. Because I've been playing around with this some earlier today. So let's take a look now at. It didn't seem to make my file. Let me see. Make a new folder. It didn't seem to want to make it from the other way. CS121. -3N, capital N, week 3, 003. Make the folder. I didn't have the folder, okay? And there it is right there. I should have made it the other way. Sometimes if it doesn't work the first time, you just do it the next time. So now I want to go back and move these things. Now I'm going to go click on Move, my OneDrive. And there's my week 03. Move here. And they move that quickly. And I look at my week 003. Those 2 files are there. So that's a big thing with file organization. And if files get out of control, it can be real, let's say, messy, so to speak. And this Thursday folder here is one that I have also that from some older records. I want to put that into my class MS1 old files right here. You can also drag them. By just pushing on them and lining them up where you want them to go, it will move them that way. So there's a couple ways to do it. So I want to go over now that you see we've got a good naming structure here. That's what we're talking about in the discussion board. I want to take a look at Guided Practice 3 as well as Word 1-5. I've already put Guided Practice 3 up here. I think I did. I guess I moved it. I misplaced it. It's not there. Let me bring it down from my other folder that I have it in. It's right here. This is my original stuff from a long time ago. I'm going to download it. Take a little look at what we want to do with this here. And this is the one on heart rate training. Okay. And ultimately, I don't need to get into this in great detail because I think you've already figured this out. But what I do want to spend a little time on to make sure you're aware of it is right down here on the typist name, your initials. Some people are forgetting and putting that in a capital. It needs to be lowercase. And I want to take a look at what's called Immersive Reader a little bit. An Immersive Reader is a bit of a new feature here. And let me click on the View tab. And this is where you find Immersive Reader over on the left. Okay, it says Immersive. And what this is for, this is an editing tool to help people that maybe have some visual difficulties or maybe some hearing difficulties. It will actually read this paper for you, and we can change the colors and we can spread our text and do some different things. We click on Immersive Reader right here, and you see the text comes up in pink. That's the last color I played with. They want to change the color. Go to Immersive Reader and change page color. Okay. Your instructions ask for you to use this color black, which is called inverse. Click on inverse and it turns the thing into black. So you see now you see white text against black background, so that stands out real well for a lot of people. It truly does. That's what immersive. You might be looking, where the heck is immersive? But it's right here under page color. Normally this would just say black, or but in this case here they've named it for this purpose immersive. You have these other colors you can use here as well. So that gets us to the black that they want. If it opens up in white, just click over here where it says page colors and get to that. They want you to do some text spacing here in your instructions. This is right here, and you can see how it opens up. Click it on, click it on. You see it shrinks it, spreads it, shrinks it, spreads it. So for some, that's like an editing tool. You can see it in more detail. Go over here to the syllable section. They want you to click on syllable a little bit. You'll see here when you do this, it now shows you off, on. It puts a dot between every syllable in your word, like here. What is maximum heart rate? The maximum, you see every time you get that between the X and the I and the M again, you have a dot. That's your syllable. That's your syllables. Okay, so that's what that is right there. And then the read aloud feature is this is kind of nice. You might like this. Some people do. I want to make sure you know where it's at. This is in your newer Word Pro. This is in Word 2016, and I believe it's in Word. I think it was in Word 2016. Definitely in 2019. You just click on this reader here, and you'll hear the machine start to speak.
To all ARCC club members, from Taylor Mathos, AARC coach. Date January 1st, 2019.
Rather than go through the whole
Subject
thing,
heart rate
you
training.
can just stop it right there if you want to. You can change this how fast it reads if you want by changing it here. Let's move it real fast and see what happens.
What is maximum heart rate? The maximum heart rate is the
You can't follow that, can you? So, pause it. Come back here. Pause it.
Your actual maximum heart rate can be determined by a exercise test.
And that's really hard to understand. Move our speed back to more toward.
Heart rate pulse.
Find what's comfortable for you.
60% to 80% of your maximum heart rate. Do not exercise.
And you have some voice options here. This is called Microsoft David. You can also use, let's say what Microsoft Zero sounds like.
An orthopedic risk and does not add any additional
So we go from a male voice to a female
when
voice.
beginning an exercise program, you might need to
And
gradually
you have
build
two
up
options
to a
with male
level
voices. This is
Is
Microsoft
within your
Mark.
target heart rate zone, especially if you have not exercised
You
regularly
have those three
before.
options, and that's it.
If the exercise
Right there.
feels too hard, slow down. You will reduce your risk of injury
And
enjoy
some
the
people like that,
exercise
particularly
more
if you want
don't
to
try
like get an
overdo
ebook or
it.
something and not read the
To
thing,
find
just listen
out
to it
if
when
you
you're doing
are
something else.
exercising in
I'm
your
going to turn that
target
off
zone,
right now.
between 60
And we're going to, this button here is where you close Immersive Reader. So for this little lesson, I want to make sure you knew where Immersive Reader was. You're being asked to do one independent project for this week. And the independent project is this one, number 5. And the independent project is right here. And the key thing I want to put, let me make it a little bit larger so you see the editing mark. The independent project does use, I'm not going to go into great detail because I think you've already covered the instructions for this, but remember it should be no more than 1 page long. Sometimes if you're having any difficulty, if it spreads into a page and maybe a third, so you've got your line spacing too far apart or maybe your font too large. But when you're done with it, it should be 1 page. And this has my editing marks on here. There's a difference here. Now you see here these arrows. These are tab marks. These indicate tabs, and this indicates a paragraph here. So if I don't want them, again, you just turn them off and they go away. They're always there. They won't print as a rule. So they won't. They're right here. You clear them on, turn them off. And I want you to see the difference between the tab marks and the paragraph marks, because next week in our lessons we'll be looking at tabs. We're going to be working with tabs and how to create tabs. So I think that covers everything I want to cover for this assignment. So I'm going to wind this up right now, make it into a nice YouTube video, and have it on the class soon. Have a good day. This is Rick Elder saying so long.